good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are at the moment or later on when you're watching this on YouTube. Also, shout out for the Australians that I know you guys can only watch this on YouTube because we do this at a terrible time for you guys. But there always has to be times when they get sacrificed with these things. Unfortunately, it's the Australian side. It's the one that got the short straw for this. Yeah, so like I said, this is going to be a wild AMA. There are a couple of questions, but we will have to speak about a couple of things. Um, you guys keep asking for something that Matt had mentioned 2 weeks ago, and it might be here now. But I think I might let Matt talk about it and all the new fancy things that you have now access to.
Yep. So we do have the first version of the new site deployed. So if you now navigate to memecombat.io, you'll see the new layout, the new format. Um, I will preface that by saying that this is not a finished final version. So there's a few additions to this site, to this platform that I really wanted to incorporate, which is, I think, kind of also led to the latency in getting it deployed. So this is just kind of V1 as a swap out version. Um, what you will see coming in the future for this site in short order. I hesitate to put a date on it, but it should be rather quick because we were nearing completion with this as it was. But instead of having like the traditional like FAQ model system where you have a few represented questions on the page with the drop down answers, I really wanted to incorporate the AI elements that Meme Combat has adopted since the very beginning by building out, which we've done, building out a Meme Combat specific AI tool that will be obviously powered by language model, but having a Meme Combat specific repo of data to populate responses that would allow a user in any language anywhere in the world to ask very pointed, very specific questions in regards to Meme Combat and get a thoughtful response, which I think is going to be extremely powerful as we transition into the next stages of this game, as we push towards the launch of season two. And we inevitably see the onboarding of many new eyes, new people that are going to have a lot of the questions that, for those of you that have been with us since the beginning, have seen over and over and over again asked in all different ways. This, I think, having this incorporated not only on the website, but ultimately also incorporated into the actual Discord itself and eventually into the Telegram as well. Being able to leverage this powerful tool that can provide context and information around the project, future developments, as well as historical milestones. Having all of that powered by an AI tool that will support the people that we currently have helping support Meme Combat. This is just going to be something that's going to help stand that up a little bit more, and it's a tool that will grow with us over time as we transition into future seasons. But long story short, the new website framework is up, and we will be continuing to add and improve upon it in the days to come.
I am seeing some of your comments on the chat. Some of you are saying that that's giving it 404. It is probably the NS propagation because we were naughty and we only updated right before the AMA to be a surprise. So there might be a few
Yeah, I
minutes
mean,
before
so
you guys see it. Yeah, because what you're seeing on
Hermes
my
can
screen. Yeah.
Hermes can attest to this. My grand plan was to have it live about 30 minutes prior to the AMA start to avoid some of that DNS propagation. business. So, yep, just be patient. In a few minutes, it should be propagated worldwide. But if you are in one of those localization areas that that it hasn't gotten to yet, you might not see it. And it also might help to do a hard refresh if you haven't done that as well, just to help clear out some of that cache memory. Okay, I'll pass it back over to you,
From the
Hermes.
ones that made the comments, it looks like it's England that still doesn't have the new version. Sorry,
Still
blokes.
having
You have
their
to wait. You still have to wait a little bit. There you go. See, Germany works. It still has to cross the channel.
Exactly. Traffic.
This British traffic, yes. Okay, there you go. See the ones that there you go. The ones that were complaining now they can see it as well. See, it's only a little bit away. Okay, perfect. As usual, I don't think I need to do this intro anymore. You guys know how this works. Oops, sorry. Got the line there. You know how this works. If you have a question, you have to do it live. Hands up. If not, we'll go to the written questions and then we can go through that. So we actually have we have someone with a hand up. Can you guess who it is, Matt?
Oh, is it my good old friend Time Bandit?
It might be Time Bandit. Come on stage, Time Bandit. There he is.
Can you hear me?
How are you doing today? Loud and
Our
clear.
our unofficial team member. What's going on?
Hey, man, Mr. Self-Preservation himself right there, huh? You knew you had to have that thing up, man. And it looks beautiful. It does. That just kind of answered a lot of my questions with that coming up, but I do have one. Maybe three. I don't know. But when you start the campaign for marketing, are you going to
Yep.
be able to tell us exactly where those are going to be so we can direct our friends and family and others to them?
To
Does that
the
make sense?
to the publications themselves?
Yes.
Yep. So we will be coordinating these publications. The way that it works is that once they are posted live on the respected publication site, we're notified. Then the marketing team with Meme Kombat will share or post links to those publications on our official X account, and then those filter down to Telegram, Discord, etc. So there will be a very slight delay from the time that those articles go live, but yes, our plan and obviously our main focus is to capitalize on that exposure to the to the highest degree possible. So we will be filtering down the links to those articles and to those publications through the community where Hermes and our team at over on Telegram as well will be seeking to leverage that exposure and then incentivizing the community to help promote and push that as much as possible. So I mean, we'll do everything that we can on our end to maximize that exposure, and then we will also seek for creative ways to leverage the community to really help amplify that.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. We're not going to have to go searching for them. That if we already know where, like I said, if you have a YouTube or an influencer, someone that's going to do that, if we knew
No.
where it was, we could just throw the link to
We'll be
people.
rubbing it in your faces so much you're gonna get fed up of me pointing to you guys where everything is. No, and the plan is to like Matt was saying, we're gonna it's gonna trickle down obviously because we can't post it in all of them at exactly the same second. And as usual, like we've been doing with some of the other things, we're gonna also add them to some daily quests so you guys can actually get some rewards out of it and into the engage system and everything. So we as we have been doing so far, we want to reward you guys for helping spread the word as much as we can. So, yeah.
And this is just for the community. All those guys who are having strokes and heart attacks. Told you. I have total faith in you guys, Matt. Y'all are doing great. Y'all keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, I know I recognize, and I have all along that a lot of the times we don't necessarily move with the speed that some people would appreciate and that they're hoping for. But my goal all along, and I believe that largely the team shares my feelings on this as well, that as long as we continue to keep our eyes glued on moving forward and we continue to make progress in the forward direction, I think that really helps support our long-term vision versus our short-term, like the short-term wins, quick, fast wins, and then ultimately in Web3, then a lot of projects, that's kind of where they end, where they die out. They burn fast and then they die out. We're really just kind of looking for sustained long-term growth, which we will look to capitalize on every opportunity and seek out opportunities to help move the project forward. But our goal has never been to basically, for a lack of better words, to pump the project. We're really hoping that as we move through season 2 and beyond, and we start to implement new features and new support tools for the project, the token, and everything else, the NFT collection, that the project and the work that's done speaks for itself versus us having to manufacture hype and pump the project, that organically it will essentially sell itself.
Yes, and I think you're doing excellent on that. There is a thing on Dex Tools. I noticed I was looking for Meme Kombat in the weekly gainers. You know what I'm talking about? Daily gainers. And it
Yeah.
was our percentages were up where it should have been in there, but it was not included. That makes sense. It's on them, not us. I mean, but that needs to change.
Well, and so for those of you that have spent any time navigating Dex Tools from a project owner or from a project team perspective, I mean, there's a lot of nuance there in what it takes to not only get your project listed and updated, but then there's this whole other element of having your project supported on that platform. And I think that for every person who claims to know the ins and outs of Dex Tools and how to leverage that platform, there's just as many people that realize that they have really actually no clue on the internal decision making or what it takes to get your project fairly represented in the algorithm that controls Dex Tools. So it's we are very early on. We're taking people kind of at face value when they said we can do this for you, we can do that for you, we can make you trend, we can do this and that.
Yeah.
But really, at the end of the day, I think that Dex Tools behind the scenes is very much a closed garden system, and they have their own ways of vetting and tracking projects that triggers their specialty features and filters, like, for instance, daily or weekly gainers. So.
Okay, over here we call it the good old boy club.
Yeah, right.
I know what
exactly.
you're talking about.
I should just hire you to speak for me, Time Bandit, because I'll go on for 5 or 6 minutes and people fall asleep. But I feel like you can summarize everything I'm trying to say. Okay.
You're trying to your best to clarify everything. And that being said, hey man, keep up the good work.
Appreciate you. Same time next week.
Same time next week. I'll be here.
I was about to ask him that as well.
No, I'm not gonna let you off the hook like I did a couple of weeks
No,
ago.
no. I've told you, you're now part of the template for the timestamps on YouTube. But I have like an intro and an ending, and there's like the Time Bandit, and at the end there's
on this
a
project, So yeah, whatever I can do to help, I do.
I think that if we have an AMA that Time Bandit doesn't show up, the community is going to ask us if we killed him or something. Anyway, pleasure to hear you this week, mate.
Tell him the update will come later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. Anyway, pleasure to hear you, and thank you once again for your questions. I shall move you back to the audience for our special guest of every week. I don't seem to have anyone with their hand raised, so we'll go to the usual VC questions. But before we do that, I do have to apologize because we got so excited with that website that we kind of forgot to say hello to Zeus. Hi, Zeus. Sorry.
Hey, Hermes, Matt, thank you so much. Yeah, amazing job, Matt and team, for getting this out. And then, yeah, I'll just give some slight updates on what we've been cooking in Telegram. We formed a group of MK Raid Ninjas, and we have 51 members. So thank you so much for everyone that stepped up to the call to action to join that group. We've been throwing around a lot of different things, ideas, and overall just energy and synergy on how we can blast out our message, right? In the coming days, now that we have the website, I would love to lock down like our pitch, right? How do we encapsulate what this project is, where we're going, and what all that means, and how the outside world looking in can see that long-term vision, and they can see, how we're going to shake this space up. I just shared something that was created by Syoska in the other group that we have, the Knights at the Round Table, which is for more planning, forming initiatives and also just like syncing up, and then we'll communicate with the raid group and just make them work together. But I really love what he did. It's kind of like a nostalgic feel, it reminds me of like the old school, Pokemon or this or that. So if you haven't checked it out, I put it here in the MK stage chat. I also shared it in a Telegram and Discord. It's super awesome, So Matt, I don't know if you've been able to see this yet, but yeah, Syoska obviously is a very talented individual, and in the midst of all the things he has going on, was able to whip this out. But yeah, we're gonna just lock down all of our messaging and be able to showcase who we are and all the amazing upside potential this project has, and lock down how we get that message encapsulated to showcase the vision of this. So it's going to be fun. I'll put in a good amount of work to try to dial that in and ping Matt and Hermes as much as I possibly can, and we'll get it all locked down. But thank you so much for everyone that joined these groups, and we're going to get all these dots aligned, and we have a lot of talented people involved in this community. So
Answering the ones in the chat, I know that you guys are asking about something, but I can't say anything about it. The only thing I can say is you didn't see anything. Okay? Eventually, that thing that you're asking, it wasn't supposed to be there yet. Okay,
I think
it was supposed to be something else. It will be there in a few minutes. We're actually talking with the team at the moment while we're doing this.
Hermes, can we start an official poll on whether or not people want to see Zeus change his name to Zeus Guy from Zeus Flow? I can't.
There is a
You
high
better let me
potential
know
that
quick.
they will say yes. At least
I
the
can't-
Telegram crowd will definitely say they want this Zeus guy. They keep calling him Zeus guy over there. I don't think that he has any other name in Telegram. And I think Discord slowly is adopting the same nickname. So
I can't get it out of my head. It just I don't know. It just feels more. It feels more right. So, but
Well,
I
Matt,
think
if that's it, then it's done. I mean, like it's done. I just make it official right now, because I actually I play softball, everyone. So I have a softball jersey that's going to say Zeus Flow on the back, being made as we speak. So I need to call him.
yeah. I mean,
Should I tell him Zeus Guy?
You didn't run that past everybody else, but yeah, I just feel like it should be Zeus Guy. I know that's
Okay.
not as important to the
Can it be Zeus Guy Flow? I love Flow. You know this.
I just I'll leave it into the capable hands of everybody else, but I feel like just Zeus Guy. That's it.
Okay.
yeah,
Sounds good. Middle name Flow. Got it.
Exactly. Middleman flow. That'll do. Okay, so we'll go for the written questions, because otherwise Matt's going to tell me that we went over the time. You guys went completely crazy yesterday, so we do have a couple of questions to answer. So, question for the AMA. Hi, Matt. Can you share with us some future ideas that you're considering to bring buying pressure besides staking and betting to our MK token that would break even or exceed the sell pressure from cashing out rewards and won bets? This could be crucial because the higher the MK price, the more impactful the selling could become. Not many holders don't sell because they're just tiny shrimps for now. But with the 10 times from today's price, even 1000 MK would be in the dolphins range. So basically, the question is there any plans or any ideas to remove some part of the selling pressure? So besides the staking and the betting at the moment.
I mean, that's a. I mean, I can address that. I think that's kind of not necessarily a sensitive subject. So what I can say is that outside of the actual game itself, which I mean, I just had mentioned that really our vision is to let the platform and the tech sell itself, and so by proxy, that would I would think impact the token valuation. But with that being said, I understand that the Web3 market, the crypto market specifically, as well as the Ethereum chain tokens uh, by which MK exists right now, these are all very volatile, very temperamental. There can be a huge boost in the meme coin market, and that doesn't necessarily always translate to Ethereum tokens because as we all know, for those of you that have been trading in crypto or utilizing meme coins in the crypto market for a while, you know that as soon as the market heats up, the Ethereum network gas fees, the GUE, it goes up to a very prohibitive level, and I think that we even saw that to some degree with MK very early on, when people were looking to either swap out or buy more, but in smaller increments. The MK token. And the network fee on Ethereum was very prohibitive to that. So without making any sort of actual commitments to this, because the discussions have been made, but there is obviously a lot of planning and a lot of work that would have to go into this to make it functional. But there is the potential now, as a lot of other projects and platforms have done this, to bring Meme Kombat to a multi-chain existence. Now, again, I preface that by saying that that's not in our immediate future, but it is something that we've discussed and looked at as a potential option, which I think would then expose MK Token and the project to a far greater pool of users. But the logistical work to make that happen is pretty considerable. That's one idea, one concept. But then there's all the other traditional means by which we'll continue to leverage all of the marketing apparatuses, as well as the actual exchanges themselves. We're still looking to, as we transition into season 2, and hopefully we see some increased buy pressure, that we will leverage that as a way to get into a centralized exchange with a deal that is equitable and fair. And then also, I think one of the considerations that some people don't necessarily take into account is while one centralized exchange agreement might seem bullish or beneficial on its face, if you were to act on it or to accept it, it kind of closes the door for some other centralized exchanges, just because of the deal or the agreement that you've gone into with another. So there's been some hesitation, I think, in that regard, to not closed doors before we really hit our shining moment, which I believe will come as we transition into season 2. I think that the platform will mature to a level where I think that some people that maybe had passed or skimmed over Meme Kombat previously will take a second look and maybe enjoy what they see, as well as then opening the door to the level of centralized exchange partnership that I think that Meme Kombat is worthy of. So I think I started on one track and ended somewhere completely else, but hopefully that was sufficient, Hermes.
I think you answered like 3 questions at the same time, so yes, I think it was sufficient. I do apologize for everyone. I keep trying to tell him short answers. He forgets it every time. Okay, this is a short answer, Matt. You can do it. The change of lock time. So the question is there any discussion for a shorter period of a lock time, for example, 5 to 7 days? Since we use the same token for playing and staking, it feels unnecessary to have such a long locking period of 10 days, especially because you can accidentally stake everything by accident, apparently. And then you have to spend 10 days without doing anything. I don't think there's any plans of changing the locking period, so it will carry on being dead 10 days. What we can do is probably, this is me saying this without even checking with Matt, but I'm pretty sure Matt will agree. We can probably do the same thing that we did with the withdrawals, which is you'll get a message telling you before, are you sure you want to stake? I think that it would be possible, right, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, so we've tried to implement some triggers that would alleviate some accidental staking. We haven't really revisited or considered the current lock period to be an issue or prohibitive. I mean, I think that we've gone into this a number of different times, and I think it's even articulated in the white paper quite well. The reason for that lock period, it really is a trade-off. Essentially by staking your tokens, I think that fundamentally the act of staking your tokens is a way of supporting the project. That's your way of saying, I believe in the project. I have no intention of sell or trading, this pool of tokens. And as a reward for that faith in the project and support, you get free tokens in return, which do have an assessed value based off of whatever the current going price is for MK at the time. So I think that, in my opinion, that the time, the lock period is a fair trade in that regard, and we don't really have any intention at this point in changing it or updating it. But the potential is always there in the future, but that's not on our radar at the moment.
Okay. And now we have a very long question from a very active member as well. Matt, could you talk a bit about your latest meetings with the devs? We heard season 2 is ready and the devs are just checking for bugs and polishing for launch this month. So basically it's a question confirming whether if the launch is still on time or if there's anything that has been discovered in terms of bugs or any other blockers.
No, I mean, so there's always things that need fixing right here and there, and it's not fixing from the perspective that it's broke and it needs fixing. It's fixing from the perspective of this could be or this could function better, more smooth. And there's always the attempt. So first you build for functional, right? So you build a platform and you just want it to work. And then at that point is when you start looking for optimizations or areas of improvement. And you do that for a number of reasons. For number one, so that the game is more performant, so that it's cheaper in terms of resource utilization on people's machines. And it's not just as simple as just kind of going in and checking. You have to check for all different performance levels, meaning like, is somebody attempting to play this on a 3-4 year old smartphone, or are they playing this on Safari browser, all these different scenarios. But so really, when we say that we're fixing things, it's mostly just on a performance level. There is also where there's times where you're looking at something that is an MVP, like, or a minimum viable product, and you identify aesthetic things that you would like to see improved. And that's really kind of where people hate my guts a lot of the times, because I will slide in generally once everyone feels like, okay, this is good, and I'll say, but it would look a lot better if we just did this, kind of a thing, which generally just kind of throws a wrench into the gears. So I'm attempting to not be that guy, but I guess you can see from the fact that I can't keep a response under 9 minutes, that I can't help myself. So, but yes, the TLDR, if anyone wants to fast forward, and Hermes, if you want to mark this on the YouTube where Matt gets to the point.
I'm gonna start doing it like that. Yes, so like Matt has it, and then the short version at the end that actually matters. Yeah.
So the game is on track. We're doing some final polishes and some touches, and there is a couple bits of connections that need to be made, which is perfectly fine. That's just the way that development works. And then once you move to production, everything kind of connects and works after it's thoroughly vetted and tested. But we are on track, and I'm excited about having the website launched, as well as the updated components for the website, all essentially coming together relatively at the same time for season 2, and then our next major marketing push.
Which actually connects quite well with the question that someone just did on the chat, which is, does the release of this website mean marketing starts right now for season 2?
It means that we are ready to begin. Yes, marketing. I have heartburn with the expression right now, because I know that that a lot of people in the community think that right now means the moment that we get off the AMA, which no, not the moment that we get off the AMA, but we are now beginning to move that campaign forward. And I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't start to see publications around season 2 trickle out towards the end of this week or the beginning of next week. And really what that is contingent on is essentially the next round of leaked images for season 2 will all kind of coincide with that first marketing push. The idea here, I think that we all share, is that we want to make sure that we're representing Meme Kombat in the best light possible, and we want to make sure that as we put ourselves out there and attempt to cast a wide net and get new eyes on the project, that we make the best impression possible. And so I think that we are in the right place to do that, and we've started to make the right steps to make that a reality. So it's just a matter of getting it done now at this point. So for those of you who would like to see it today, just have a little faith that we have a plan and we're executing on that, and we will continue to communicate that back to the community as it rolls out.
So yeah, the short version for the people on YouTube, because I'll mark it as this is the short version, is yes, marketing will start now that we started the website. It doesn't mean it's going to start right this instant. Okay, so it's part of the plan. It's as been mentioned before, website, marketing season 2, and then more marketing after the start of season 2. Okay.
And just to ease everyone's mind, like in my opinion, it does not take long to create excitement, right? So like a lot of times people, are getting, this and that amped up, like, now. I mean, you can build excitement in a couple days. I mean, once you start, showing up everywhere, like with the different articles, different levels of content, we have all this stuff being created by community, and you piece it all together, it does not take long to create excitement in this space. I'm just going to throw that out there. And honestly, even sometimes, like people are so like butterfly in this space, squirrel, that if you like do it for too long, people will already have moved on to other things, right? So like there's so many different levels to like the art and flow of creating excitement by pressure, etc. in this space. I believe and trust in Matt, and also in the team and the community as well. And I think we're gonna piece this all together and showcase, what we are, where we're going, and all the excitement that we can generate around that. So
You're on the way, Zeus. Next question's for you. It starts with your name. And they even call you just Zeus, not Zeus Guy. So, Zeus, we've heard there's another centralized exchange that's interested in listing MK. Can you confirm this? Also, can you confirm that MK will be listed on multiple centralized exchanges this year? Good luck answering this one. These confirmations are always fun to confirm, right?
yeah, no
So,
worries.
I mean, not to jump in front of you, Zeus, but I mean, I kind of touched on this earlier, and this is really, I think where my position is on this. I mean, I've said all along, since the very beginning of this project, and especially as we got closer to the launch of the token, that fundamentally, a centralized exchange offers no particular value from an ecosystem standpoint for Meme Combat. It essentially removes the tokens that were designed fundamentally to be leveraged and used within the Meme Combat arena, within our ecosystem, either via staking or wagering on battles. And that includes even future battle structures for gameplay. By placing them in a centralized exchange, the only actual value that has is either from a marketing perspective, but also potentially from a price action or price support, which I understand for a lot of people that is the highest value when it comes to Meme Combat. For us as a project team, and from trying to lead the project in the right direction, we really have to focus on the quality of the platform and the sustainability of the platform versus the token value. The platform itself has to be the most important factor, but that's not to discount obviously the value of the actual token itself. It's just that the value should follow behind the quality. So a centralized exchange, from a technical standpoint, doesn't really offer us a ton of value, but we are going to be pursuing centralized exchange listings. But to circle back to that point that I was making earlier, is that we're being very specific about the direction that we're going, because there is the potential to have some doors closed that I think that would be, in the long term, more beneficial for Meme Combat. Simply just because we are listed on one exchange or another, that kind of closes the doors potentially to others, unless the amazing thing happens where season 2 comes out, MK explodes, everybody in the world wants in which case every centralized exchange around the globe will be attempting to list MK. But wanting to be very pragmatic from a project standpoint, and being ultra selective on what directions that we go, and obviously taking in consulting advice from outside resources that have gone this route before, have experience in this regard, and can really help steer us in the right direction. So I don't know what else you were going to say, Zeus, but I just want to make sure I put that out there.
That was all great. No, thank you so much for that. Yeah, I guess just to touch I think the beginning of the question, Hermes, was, have I been inquired on but from centralized exchanges that are interested in
Yes.
listing us?
So then
The answer is
anyone wants to
definitely
reach
yes.
out.
Yeah, so since I stepped in, definitely have had a ton of inquiries, people that are interested. As you shuffle through, vet them, ask a few simple, beginner questions. You easily weave out, the fakes, from the real. But yeah, there's a couple that are pretty solid. You know, with what they, their base, right, of people that follow and watch their different socials and what new projects are listing, et cetera, et cetera. And like some even have marketing campaigns built in, mixed with market making aspects, just to help ensure the success, right? Yeah, I had another team member that got to see one in the last week that kind of just the flowing back and forth of what that looks like, and they look pretty solid, along with a couple others. So definitely have a lot of inquiries and a lot of centralized exchanges that are watching us, curious about us, right? And then yeah, it'll all come into play. I mean, into place, and we will, I guess, see which one is the best one that kind of aligns with, all of our different aspects of what Matt was just mentioning, and doesn't like eliminate other opportunity based on this or that with how different centralized exchanges compete or whatever the factors are, right? But yeah, there's definitely some quality centralized exchanges that are reaching out and that are looking very promising. Um, so yeah, all that is pretty squared away. Just need to get all the ducks in a row and evaluate at that point what the best plan of attack is. Um, does that answer all the facets of the question, Hermes?
That answers everything. There's actually a follow-up question from the chat that follows what Matt said, which is, in that case, is it possible that the game could grind to a halt if too many tokens are bought and held off platform?
I mean, I think that I feel like this particular question maybe is an attempt to get me to go down a rabbit hole, which my brain is already halfway down there, but my mouth hasn't caught up yet. I think if we were to
I
consider
mean,
that a
in theory,
problem,
yes. I mean, if all the tokens go off the platform, yes.
yeah. I mean,
There's nothing that to bet. Yeah.
of all the problems to have, I think that's the one that overwhelmingly would be supported by everyone. Having all the tokens basically purchased and tucked away. But I mean, the idea, right, is that we will continue to build a game platform that will, grow over time, and if too many tokens are tucked away on centralized exchanges purely for speculation purposes, we'll continue to build and develop the game platform. And the reason being is because the game platform is our primary focus. The token is one component of this overall ecosystem that we've built, and it'll remain to be that as we move forward. So, but yeah, I mean, of all the problems to have, right? Having all the tokens purchased, and otherwise, taken out of circulation, that would be, yeah, of all the
Completely
problems.
horrified. No, don't do that. Don't buy all the tokens. Oh no. uh, okay, this is going to be the test for Matt. So this is going to be for Matt, and we'll see how long he can stretch this answer. Because if he does it more than like one word, I'll be surprised. But he's going to do it just to annoy me now. The new website will be launched when?
Coming soon. That's two
Coming
words.
soon. No, but the reason why I put this is because I've seen you guys asking about a certain thing that was on the website before. I know Matt tried to dodge it, but I know that you guys are going to be pinging us. Like Matt said, the website is not complete. There are some features that we have there prepared for the future. that one was visible. It wasn't planned to be already visible. Okay, it will come. There will be information later on that stuff with time. Okay, don't panic. I know you're all panicking. I see the chat non-stop asking the same thing. It will come. Okay, who saw it saw it. Who didn't see it, don't worry. You didn't waste anything. It's not gone. It's just gone for now. Okay. I just saw some question about season 3. Where is here you go. For season 3, is there a plan to expand the team for more, or even before season 3? So the question is if there's plans to expand the MK team at the moment for season 3, or even now already for season 2.
I don't think that there's actually a need to expand the team moving into season 3. I think that I mean, well, I think it'll happen naturally, organically, but I think that especially over the last few months, we have both kind of like growing our internal resources, like adopting new skills, as well as aligned ourselves with a number of key individuals that aren't necessarily directly a part of the team, but are also, absolutely critical and fundamental to our ongoing success. A lot of that also it comes in the form or the shape of long-term relationships and connections with resources that you don't necessarily need, and I'm doing the air quotes with my fingers, as part of the team, but they're resources that you do need to leverage from time to time. I feel like it's taken a considerable amount of time to develop these resources and to onboard them in the sense that we can work with each other intermittently, but then understand not only the platform but the nuances that go into the platform and the meta behind it, which is also, I think, something that doesn't get taken into consideration when you think about timing and planning for things. It's very rare that you can find an individual or a group of individuals that can come in absolutely cold to an effort like Meme Kombat, and within a day begin to produce work that is aligned with with the vision and the meta itself. There's like a warm up period where I think a lot of people need to be exposed not only to the platform, to the gameplay, but also as to the tone of voice, the marketing, the vibe, the overall meta for the project. So I think that we're finally in that place where we have that, and we have the resources. So moving into season 3 and beyond, I feel like we're in a good place to just basically continue to map it out, identify must-haves, nice-to-haves, and things that we would want to kick to season 4. But overall, maintain the larger overall vision of what it is that Meme Kombat could be, should be, and will be. And I'll leave it there. And I think Hermes, we're coming up on an hour, so maybe we'll squeeze in one more, and then we'll wrap it up.
We'll quickly choose one because I'm going to be the one answering it, because otherwise it's going to take you 5 hours to answer this one. And I know the answer to it, which is the second part of the question, which is, are the dev team working from home separately, or do they work together in some office? I can tell we basically, the entire MK team works remotely. And then the second is, if they work from home, are they all from different countries? We are. In fact, we almost cover every single continent. I think the ones we're missing is, we don't have anyone in Australia, do we? At least not that I'm aware of. I think it's probably the only continent we're not covering is Oceania. I don't think actually we have any more questions, because the other questions are pretty much repeats of stuff that already got covered. There is one question here, which is, in season 2, can we expect some plans in terms of game competitions, championships with new game?
Did you need me to answer that?
I'll leave it to you.
Could you? I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
So the question is, for season 2, if there's any plans to start doing like championships. So one thing that the community, I can give you a bit more background behind this. Lately, some members of the community have been asking, especially with the fact that we've asked them recently for feedback for the leaderboard, whether if we're going to start doing like competitions based on their scores, or we're gonna have like timed limited events with the season 2 gameplay. So the question is if there is any plans already for any form of championships or competitions, or if this is still something that's still being debated.
It's yeah, I don't think that we're prepared to quite say that yet. I mean, we're building in the capacity to create different participation layers for people to engage with the game, and that functionality should be readily deployable throughout season 2. But there's other aspects to it as well, and I don't think that I'm quite in a position yet to comment one way or another of how that will look, or how you should expect it to look for season 2. But we will definitely, obviously, address that as we get to the point where we can do that. But I
short
mean,
version, no plans yet, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Okay.
I wouldn't say no plans yet. I would say,
or no concrete plans. Let's put it that way. There's nothing that we specifically say, okay, we're going to do a championship that's going to start on this day and then on this day.
Correct. Yeah, and I think that that it kind of has to be that way, mostly because one, I hate not meeting your guys' expectations, but then number two, the team operates far better without a clock ticking behind them, and I think that's true in most cases. So, but we will come back around to that, as gameplay is fundamental to what we consider to be metrics of whether or not we're successful or not.
Okay, and there's one final question that I can answer, which is me be poking Matt after this, which is the team coming onto the website? No, because what we did is some of the things will be on the white paper, and some of the other things will be with this AI update we're going to do later on. So the website isn't fully complete, and some things we decided to move to the white paper just to make the website a bit more.
It's actually that's actually really good. I had meant to cover that in my initial address on the site, and I completely skipped right past it. So yeah, we will be taking some of the legacy things that were existed on the V1 website and transitioning them to the white paper. Reason being is that it's just far more expedient to make updates and changes there. My plan is to create a far more robust team section. Now, with that being said, not doxed individuals, but to basically answer the request from a previous AMA. I think it actually might even been last week, to get a better idea of what all skill sets and competencies we have attributed to the actual team itself. And quite frankly, when looking at the website, it would have created, it would just been a big bloated mess on the page. And I think it exists better and can have more updated relevant content, transition it to the white paper. So in the future, you'll be able to see the team in the white paper, but we will make sure that not only our AI tools, but as also filters both in Discord and Telegram can direct people should they inquire about team members. It would direct them to the appropriate resource. And I'm going to end it there.
I was going to say, sounds like the perfect answer to finish. Unless you guys want to add anything else, I think we are done for today. So say bye-bye to the community, boys.
Yep. Hey, I appreciate everybody that's showing up. I know that some people dipped in and out, probably just to do a welfare check and make sure that we're still here, which we are. And I appreciate everybody's questions, and we will be back again next week.
Yeah, great AMA, everybody. Let's have a kick butt week. Yeah, let's keep aligning all these dots. So MK Ninjas, let's go. MK Knights, let's go. Hermes, you're already going. So let's just keep going.
I
All
never
right.
stop. I was up
No,
until
you
4 in the morning yesterday.
yeah, no, I'll have to fly over sometime and like give you a couple of days of proper rest.
Well,
But
I did that the last weekend, so that wasn't too bad. Now that I had promised the community yesterday that until the website was actually up and running, I wouldn't be heading to bed because I wanted to make sure that as soon as we managed to get everything running, we did. And once again, apologies to everyone. We did not expect that thing to happen. It was definitely not planned to have almost 24 hours of the website done. But it was good for you guys. You had a bit of a break from MK, so.
there we go. There we go.
Okay, thank you very much, Zeus and Matt, for your time. And thank you very much, everyone that was here today. And see you next week, or see you in YouTube in a little bit after I edit this. Bye.